Right. So, unless you have not been living on planet Earth, you now know that the presidential elections, quote unquote, is over. And yeah, Biden won. Biden Harris won. Okay, so now that this clown show is done, I guess we're all gonna get back to regularly scheduled program, huh? Hmm. Yeah, I wonder about that. Well, anyway, first thing, you see this. This is my Twitter. You can read this for yourself. See? Yeah. Note the date. There's that. There's this. So yeah, this is the first election I've ever been in since being legally able to, in all respects. I naturalized citizen and over 18 and all that business, whatever. And this is pretty much how it's gonna stay. Registered independent. I don't do that left-right ism-schism business. First-time voter, voted for myself. Now, despite the fact that I am not allowed right now to be the president of the United States, I actually have more qualifications than Trump. Why? Simple. For nothing else, if nothing else, because I, without cheats, that was fun, was able to beat Civilization 3 on deity mode. So, yeah. That was fun. And that, more than anything else, gives me more credentials to be president of this country than him. Right? I couldn't bail myself out. I couldn't file for bankruptcy or anything else. So there's that. Now, this election does lead me to ask a few questions. Now, well, why black people? Look, as far as this goes, everybody votes for their own self-interest. Everybody's looking out for self, okay? Individually or at the most as a group. Nobody's looking out for everyone, all peoples. Or at least everyone except black people. Apparently black people as a whole are expected to do that. That's not me. I am not doing that. And you know, when I thought of this, I remembered this one Uber ride that I had when I was doing Uber, and it was in DC. It was Friday night or Saturday night or something, taking home these drunk people. It was two white girls. Well, I guess they're all white, considered white. This white guy, this white girl, and this Hispanic girl, which again, I guess white, off-white. And I'll never forget it. The Hispanic girl's name is Ophelia, I believe it is. Yeah, Ophelia. Yeah. And we were going to was it Alexandria, Virginia, or Arlington? We were going to Arlington. It was close by. It wasn't far. Alexandria's all the way at the bottom of 495. We were heading over to Arlington, that Arlington area, right? Now, this Ophelia girl, she is from Bolivia. And she, for whatever it's worth, I don't see what this has to do with anything, but she has this kind of lesbianish vibe to her, okay? But she's from Bolivia. Her parents also, everybody from Bolivia, right? And she said some very interesting things, and I'm just sitting there just driving, but she's saying some very interesting things to this almost passed out drunk white girl and this white guy who was more cognizant, right? She basically said, yeah, I don't really give a shit about immigration or any of that stuff. Like, I don't really care. I'm looking out for self. Like, when back in our country, I would probably be more Democrat because we were well off. We had money as far as what would be considered rich down there or upper middle class. Here, we're kind of middle of the road, not really upper middle class or lower middle class, just kind of middle of the road. So we're probably going to more vote Republican here. And she's just sitting there saying all this, and I'm just thinking to myself, huh, okay. And she even laid it out. Because her and the guy were going in this back and forth of this and that, this and that. She's just like, look, man, I don't care about these immigrants. I don't care about the people at the border or anything like that. Look, I got my stuff. I'm good. Like, I have property here. She had a rental property that she was using as passive income while she works a job in DC, you know? So that let me know that's really what everybody's on. That's really what everybody short of black people as a whole is on, right? Everybody's looking out for self. And if this Ophelia girl who lives in Arlington, or at least did live in Arlington at one point, maybe she moved, happens to see this video, well, whatever. What are you going to do? I didn't show your picture, so, I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of Hispanic girls named Ophelia. Anyway, point is, own self-interest, right? She was more Democrat back in her home country because she was more voting Democrat because they were the ones that were, I guess, for her self-interest, right? Here, she's voting Republican because no, I'm sorry. Maybe I screwed this up. Maybe I screwed that up. In her home country, she was more Republican. And here she was more Democrat. And over there in her country, her and her parents were well off. They were rich. So whichever party in Bolivia is for the rich 1%, that's who she was for. Over here, not so much. They were kind of struggling, and so I guess that's why they're voting for Democrats or something like that, so that they can get more stuff. Point is, they were for their own self-interest. She didn't care about people at the border. She didn't care about whatever. As long as she was able to keep her shit, she was good, right? That's how I think everyone needs to be. Well, everybody is. That's how black people need to be, hence what I wrote here. Okay, now as far as this thing goes, on that ballot, at least in Maryland's ballot, I don't know how it is for anybody else, but in Maryland's ballot, you pick, okay, who you voting for president? I wrote myself in. I also wrote in every other option that could be written in. So, what's another one? For some judge, I put Malcolm X. I wrote in Malcolm X. For something, in fact, let me see if I can, election ballot questions. Let me try this. Maryland, election. Election ballot 2020. Let's just do that. And let's see these images. Okay, well, I'm not really seeing an option here, so let me just try to use an example. District, no, that's not really a good one. Representative and the Judge 5, District 3, whatever. Okay, well, whatever. You get my point, right? I can't really find one that's a good example here of one. But point is, for myself, for presidency, I wrote myself. It didn't give me a choice for vice president, but I just wrote myself in. For the judge, I wrote Malcolm X. For another one, I wrote Marcus Garvey. For like teachers or something, I wrote, who the hell did I write? Shahrazad Ali, I believe it was. Huey P. Newton. I mean, you saw where I was going with this. For every single thing that I could have written in, I wrote in. Is this one? I wasn't playing this stupid ass game, right? Just had to click on that. I was just checking. But yeah, I wasn't playing these dumbass games. Like I wasn't. It was quite simple, and really, I actually wanted to just sit this one out. I didn't feel like it, but my girl kept on hounding me. Oh, come on, and she kept hounding me to vote for Biden too. And I'm just like, oh, but they're gonna do all this stuff. I'm just like, no, they're not. Well, yeah, but they have a team, and I'm like, you realize that you came from Costa Rica, what, like 2012 or something like that? You do realize that, right? I have been here since 93. I know how these shits go. Nothing is going to change, at least not for black people. And, okay, but you know, you gotta think about all of it. She even started this. Well, you know, think about us and think about all the other black people. I'm not doing it. Then she tried to go with the, oh, but you know, what if Trump gets back in? She tried to go that angle. I'm like, I don't care. Like, nothing has really changed for me individually, and for black people as a whole, yeah, not so much really. With Trump in office, like, it really didn't matter. And I brought up Biden's history and Kamala's history with her, and that just seemed to, she just seemed to want to sidestep that, not actually tackle or get tackled by it, and then be quiet. So just to appease her, like, fine, I will go vote. Okay, fine. And then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to vote. I'm not playing this stupid game. And then she kept going on and on and on and on. But what actually ultimately prompted me to vote was Malcolm X's speech. I was binge watching his stuff again before this election came up. And the final one that I binge watched before that made me decide to do this was his speech on the ballot or the bullet, right? And that's what made me like, you know what? Yeah, I am going to go vote. However, I'm not picking a party, hence independent. And I'm not voting for anybody, not even the Green Party or anybody else. I'll vote for myself, right? It'd be funny if I get more than one vote. That'd be interesting. But yeah, so that was that. The one thing I will say about this whole voting thing, though, about this entire election, though, and really just Trump's presidency versus now, post-Trump, now that everyone knows, right? Everyone knows all of what Trump managed to stir up in this country. Is that just going to magically go away all of a sudden? All the white supremacists, all this and that, like all those types and kinds. Is it just going to go away? Now that your boy isn't in there anymore, is it just going to magically go away, just go back to being silent? Really? See, because on NPR, I happen to listen to them, the classical station, but it breaks for news every now and then. One thing that I heard them say was that people's friends and families got split up, like got ripped apart over this election. People that were with Biden versus Trump. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why the hell are you all even together in the first place? Like, that's some stuff. Political affiliations or leanings or mentality, religious mentality, or none, right? That's stuff that comes out sooner rather than later. That's not something that you can, like, long game it and hide that stuff for years on end, right? Certain things, certain thoughts, certain stances people have, that stuff comes out sooner rather than later. And if they try to hide it, it probably comes out in their... Basically, it's like an atheist can try to hide it for as long as they can. But you keep putting an atheist in a church long enough, Sunday church service long enough, sooner rather than later it'll come out. Same thing here. So I'm just thinking to myself, why are you all even together for you to be getting ripped apart by this election? And then also leads to the other thing is, where are you people going to go now? Unless you people were paid shills and that you really didn't care, you just said whatever, you were for whichever camp because you got paid to be. Short of that, where are you people going to go? I don't know. I find that to be quite interesting. I don't know. I do not know. But I find that to be quite interesting. Anyway. We shall see what's going on. Biden. Okay, Biden. Kamala. People keep billing her as the first black woman to blah, 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 blah. She's not black. Alright? She's not black. She's East Indian. Alright? And yeah, she's a little bit dark to be East Indian, even though most, if not all, East Indians are naturally dark, and it's not until you get that whitening crap going on that they quote-unquote look white or whiter, but yeah. Point is, she's East Indian, okay? And she managed to fool some people, some black people, some black women, because black men weren't ever going to vote for either one of these two clowns because they're not voting for a cop. Okay, I don't care if it was a full-on black, I don't care if it was a full African dark, not voting for cop. Black men aren't doing that. At least most black men. And of course Biden, well, shit. Alright? But she managed to fool some black women into thinking, oh, she's black. Oh my god, she had on the Timbs coming down looking like some black lesbian. Okay, alright. Okay, cool. You best believe she's going to put on a fucking sari before she puts on any more Timbs or Rockaware or what the hell is a black brand? Rockaware, is that still there? Hopefully I'm not showing age. I don't know, Baby Fat, Fubu, whatever the hell, I don't know. Whatever. The one with that cat by Kimora Lee Simmons, or I mean, is she even married? I don't know. I don't keep up with that stuff. Point is, you best believe she's gonna have some friggin' Surjit Bin Dracula or something on before she has Tupac, okay? Alright, so let's just get that out the way right now. She is black for defense passing purposes, to get past black women's defenses. You best I'm surprised she doesn't have that thing on her forehead. Not trying to be disrespectful to the whole East Indian whatever, but whatever that thing is, I'm surprised. Don't be surprised if she ends up getting one, because something tells me she's gonna have to at some point visit India or something. Her historical place, I'm lineage. Don't be surprised if she comes back with some of that. Anyway, place smelling like curry and all that shit. Point is, yeah, I'm not voting for the lesser of two evils. Evil is evil. I'm not playing the stupid games. You're gonna have to earn it specifically. And now, I said black people, but with the way the black, quote unquote, black community is going right now, between the black, what the hell do you even call them? Because them and their following have the exact same talking points. It's only dipped in black rather than dipped in white. You can't say black supremacists, because black people have never been supreme in this country. But whatever, you know the types I'm talking about. There's them. And yeah, I mean, you can call it black empowerment, but really, is it really black empowerment, or is it empowerment for their subdivision, their denomination, their little fiefdom? There's them. Then there are the blacks that want to be white. Then there are the blacks that are more into whatever the hell, LGBT, A, B, C, D, do, re, mi, plus, parentheses, exclamation point, whatever else, of the alphabets. So really, maybe this specifically to black people's interests, maybe that should just get put specifically to me one interest, right? Maybe that's what I should have put instead of this, because black people, I don't really know how that's going, but whatever. Anyway, short video. Haven't done one in a while. I've really been not really caring. I've been doing my own shit. Like, I've been doing other stuff. But hey, I figured, hey, why not see if I still got it? Grease the YouTube wheels a little bit with this video. Hopefully this thing hasn't gone on for like hours. Yeah, not playing the stupid games. Not playing the stupid games. The only thing I want to see now is, are the white supremacists and the white nationalists and the whites, those kinds and types, are they going to lose their mind on it? Is there going to start being a lot of killings and all that crap over this protest, over this win? I want to see what's going to happen. That's what I'd like to see. So, we'll see how it goes. And that is that. Later.